How about now? Do we have sound now with this camera? Wonder if that works. All right. Everyone says sounds good, but I'm wondering if the camera switching is what did it. All right, let's stick with this camera. I definitely have audio here. For sure. Okay. Thanks, old Moser. It is what it is. Yeah, it's got to be the change of cameras. Okay. Well, if you guys can hear me here, this is what we're going to go with. Yes, has anyone read over the entire release from yesterday? I haven't. I've glanced through it. I've seen a lot of opinions. I've seen a lot of hope. I've seen a lot of delusion. And yeah, there's some interesting proposals in here. Seems like to me the 5 is the big sticking point with people so far from what I've heard, but also a lot of talk about the dividend. And I think that's important, right? Because, if this ends up we're having to hold this a lot longer than we thought, waiting for a squeeze to get paid something in the meantime would be nice. Even if it's not, we're not talking tons of money, right, on a dividend. I'll wait for a couple more people to see if we get a couple more people coming on. I just put this up last minute. I figured tonight would be, at least you guys can come in and give your opinion, what you think. Maybe give me your yes, no votes as far as, and we could probably put this up in a poll. What you guys think you'll be voting. I'm certainly not going to tell you how to vote on any of these. But as far as the 5th proposal, or number 5 in the letter here, I do want to get into that and know what your guys' thoughts are. Because I feel like if you don't have any reason to fear prosecution, then it should be left on the table, right? I think having that hanging over your head maybe will, make you a little more culpable in things if you decide to stray. I don't feel like give the ability to prosecute someone, right? Tony says, yo, backstabber in the house. Hey, T, how you doing tonight? I saw you went live last night talking about the prospectus, or I'm sorry, the shareholders meeting, what they're going to be talking about. I did listen to first probably half an hour, and I heard you were on with Mediocre and a couple other people talking about, I don't know, what, again, I'm not going to tell you how to vote tonight. I think that every individual person should look at this and vote is whatever is in the best interest. We can make suggestions in there and maybe, to what we think we might do. But as far as the voting goes, man, each individual shareholder, each individual retail investor should be making up their own mind on how these decisions are going to affect them, their brokerage account. Yeah, the company overall, right? We're all invested in seeing them do well. But really, when you're voting on this, you got to vote what's best for you. And I certainly won't be giving any advice to anyone about how to vote on anything going forward. Just because, again, it's we all have our individual needs and wants, and what for some people might not be the best for others. And that I feel like that's continuing to stoke division among the community when we're not. So if I can try to avoid that division or being part of that division, it'd be nice. Mike, how you doing tonight? Good to see you, man. Dan the pilot, I see is in the chat. Lizzie says you are cracking up. Vote for Pedro, says Dan. Dan, how you doing tonight? Yeah, as far as number 5 goes, it seems like everyone seems to have an issue with this accountability. Let me just see if I can share this screen. Make sure I got the right one. All right, should be up on the screen now. Hopefully we can stay away from any lag. There we go. Good to see you too, Dan. Dan the pilot and Dan Spencer. Yeah, here are the items we will be voting on. Dan says, I hope you are well, Mass. I'm up with the likes. Yeah, Dan, I'm doing all right, man. Good to see that you're in the chat. Still hanging with us. Going over this stuff. And again, I something pages. I don't know if I see the actual number here, but everyone should take a look at it at least. No matter who you trust in this play or how you feel about the board or Aron or anything like that. If you're holding a substantial amount of AMC shares, might be a good look over this at least and get an idea of what's coming or what to expect, right? How do you guys feel about... I just want to start with Proposal 5 right now, but as far as limiting the liability of certain officers, to expand the exculpation provision to limit the liability of certain officers. How do you guys feel about that? Do we should take away or negate any ability to go after someone if they're committing crimes? Yeah, I don't know why would we take that off the table for anyone, right? Not just in the C-suite. If you have nothing to worry about, you should be open to people coming and looking into things and not having to worry about litigation down the road. But this also does, and this might be the flip side that we're looking at, but I also don't want to leave this open to a bunch of frivolous lawsuits from people who own 10 and try to tie up AMC or the board or a certain member. I can see both sides of the argument, right? Whose birthday is it? Pam's birthday? Oh, Scarlett's birthday. Yes, make sure you say happy birthday for us. 100%. Yeah, happy birthday, Scarlett. Tony's a lucky man. Tony says he just dropped a 20-minute video on the prospectus. No live, maybe tomorrow. Okay. Oh, is that what you just dropped 5 minutes ago? Yeah, I saw it right before I came on. Yeah. So let me know in the chat right now. Do you guys agree? How would you vote on number 5? Just if the vote was today, nothing. Let's say you didn't read into this any deeper than just what we see on the cover. Would you guys want to relinquish any culpability for certain members of the board. Nope. Tony said, mistaken. Monday's her birthday. Tomorrow's a celebration. It's all good. It's all right. Yeah, we got a bunch of Virgos in here, Dan. I'm a Virgo. Scout's a Virgo. Lots of Virgos. Candace says no way. Agree, Candace. Yeah. Yeah, if you got nothing to hide, you should have nothing to worry about. I don't know why we would relinquish to be able to bring, especially if we find some serious mishandling of the company or them doing something completely illegal. I don't want to be handcuffed by a proposal getting voted on. Mike says, "What about salary? Let's talk about salary." I believe, yeah, it was 7, right? Supposed to be getting a pay bump. Now, I personally, I don't earn a pay. Again, I love the ideas, everything that Aron is putting out there. I think he is genuinely looking for ways to revenue, and the alcohol thing to me is like a no-brainer. I'm just thinking back to when I went into when Aron came to Boston, and I had a couple drinks for the movie and everything. Imagine if we were able to have like, instead of just a bar with all these top shelf liquors and all this stuff, what if we were getting to keep a majority of those profits? I think this is a no-brainer that you go in this direction. And you just raised all this extra money now, pushed off any worries about bankruptcy for the near future. I think alcohol is a no-brainer. Brand it just as you did with the popcorn. I mean, who knows? They get into Walmart. You never know where this can go. And I think I heard someone yesterday, I forget who it was talking about AMC being an entertainment company, not just a movie theater company. And they're right? Anywhere they can, anywhere that they can add revenue or bring in new revenue streams, especially if it's, with very low. I mean, how much can it hurt us to try to launch a product like that? They saw that the AMC was great. It's turning a profit for us. The markup is high, and you don't even need right now. You just put it in all the theaters where you already have the infrastructure laid out with, everything with your supply chain, right? So that stuff you can get right out. You don't need to even try to market into Walmart or get shelf space or any other place. You just start with the theaters, get the brand out there, and then we see how it does, right? But me, that would even, I was thinking like, canned. We saw some people out in wine country out in eastern British Columbia that are canned, on small levels, but you could definitely outsource that, right? Subcontract a winery to make you a couple thousand cases of a canned wine. And what's the markup on that? Yes, Dan. Yeah, I saw that. I saw him talking about wine and a couple other revenue streams, right? Yeah, I don't see how that would be a bad idea. I really don't. And I commend him for coming up, starting to implement some of these ideas, right? He's reaching out to retail, talking about the name and all kinds of stuff. And again, I got to, as a shareholder, put a little faith into my CEO. But as far as a pay raise goes, I think we on that. I don't know if there's any rush. I was looking earlier today at the numbers. As you guys probably know, the Auto Workers Union went on strike. 3 major plants, GM, Stellaris, and Ford. Something like 3,000 workers went on strike. They were talking about the pay increases the early 80s. I think the average worker's gone up like 18%, while the C-suite's gone up 300 and something percent. CEOs have gone up in thousands of percentage points as far as their raises go. I think in this time right now, with the beating we just took on this stock, I don't know if that's going to be the best looking for a raise right now, man. I mean, all of the turmoil that the stock has been through and the retail investors who bought the stock, I don't think that's the best look. Would probably stay away from voting yes on that to be today, if the vote was today, right? The Bucks fan says the auto companies for a bailout next year. I already saw Bucks fan. They already laid off 600 workers at the Ford plant. Within 24 hours of them striking, 600 employees got laid off. We're going to see this. The president wasn't too worried about it a couple weeks ago. They asked him about it, and he wasn't too worried about it. That they're officially on now, and I guess this sector of the auto industry that went on strike are like the finishing touches, from what I understand. So this is like to put the final completion of the cars out onto the road. So you're talking about these people hold up every other aspect of the automotive industry. So they are a powerful union. But I don't think this ends well. Yeah, Bucks fan, there's a very good possibility that they'll be looking for bailouts again. Yeah, this is going to hurt that bottom line. They're talking about it's going to cost billions and billions of dollars just in the first couple of months. Tony says, I prefer an IPA at AMC Movies, but I'd switch to wine if they had a house brand. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what would be more cost effective. Brewery? I don't see that's one thing, right? I don't think they're going to go and buy a brewery or a vineyard, right? They're looking at, I think, subcontract through someone that's already well established, right? Maybe someone on the cheaper side that's got hundreds of thousands of cases of wine that they're putting out every year that you can just slap an AMC label on. And, maybe it's a little bit different of a grape blend. Who knows what they end up doing, but the markup on alcohol, as we all know, is so why am I going to go and get rum and coke? A Captain Morgan, or whatever that bev company is that owns Captain Morgan. If I can walk in and turn those profits right over to AMC to help their bottom line. Lizzie says IPA would be great. Yeah, that would be nice. Mike says the glass of Moas. Glass of Moas, 8 grapes. I was trying to think of a good name to put on the thumbnail tonight. Glass of Moas would have been good. Yeah, IPA would be right. Candace says definitely not no raises. 79 2020 or Boone's Farm. I was Boone's growing up. That's what all the girls like, so that's what I was buying. Mad Dog 2020 was man, that was a late night go to nothing else around. But yeah, Boone's Farm. For some reason, the females back when I was growing up loved Boone's Farm. Strawberry Hill, and I can't think of the other names now. Dan says lots of CEOs and companies have pay deals out of whack with regular workers. Some have golden handshakes, even the business failed. It's the way of the world. Yeah, Dan, but I that, but I think people are just upset about the wage gap that's we've seen continue to further distance itself as the years go on. The last 20 years, it's completely out of control. Bill Mad Dog 2020 all day. Unless he says, "Ooh, Free Kekistan knows he's a boonie. He's a boonie." Yeah, I don't think this bodes well for the auto industry, especially right now, man. It couldn't be a worse time for this to happen. Candace says, "Love me some Strawberry Hill." There you go. Is Mass's audio skipping? I hope not. Didn't have any skip going on right now. Shouldn't. Yes. So 7 seem to be the two that people had some issues with. 1 through 4 seems like all trying to, you know, these will be good things for retail trade for those of us. And then 8 will approve. Let me pull this back up again for you guys. It's skipped. Let me try and get rid of this camera, see if that helps. All right. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. And the volume's good. Arlington says you're skipping like a second grade girl on her way to school. Yeah, number 6 range, the Ernst and Young LLP is their accounting firm. I don't know how this affects us too much. But yeah, it's a big filing. There's 80-something pages, it looks like. And here's the board recommendation for everything, right? Board vote recommendation. Of course, this is from the board. So it's with a grain of salt. And again, whatever way you guys decide to vote on this, the company overall, but you got to put you and yours first when voting. And look, a lot of this is, it's easy to take all this information in, right? There's just so much over. And I've already seen people, cutting and clipping little pieces of information without, without source to it, making things look better or worse than they really are. So my suggestion would be at least take a peek over it for everyone for themselves, right? We're all invested in this company. We all have different opinions on things. And, don't let anyone influence how to vote. Vote what is best for you. But like I said, there's probably 2 I would have a problem with as of right. If we had tomorrow, me personally, 5 and 7 would be looking at to say, well, why is this really necessary? Considering everything that's just happened, a little of this feels like a little salt in the wound. But then again, look at the whole picture overall. I have to look at what the broader market, what these guys have been able to do, the manipulation they've been able to get away with. And, that Aron is trying to fight that good fight the best way he sees fit to run this company. And again, I have a hard time getting on board with some of these people who want to get in the C-suite, make Aron sit down. It's like, think about what it takes to bring a company like this back from the verge of bankruptcy to be profitable again. After all the things through COVID, you either trust a man at this point or you don't, right? Buckfast Mad Dog, the blue one with some Jägermeister and a shot. Lots of evenings waking up bed. Yeah, Mad Dog will do that to you, huh? Definitely will. I don't know. Are there any other things here? Did you guys get a chance to read over this at all? Has anyone seen the cliff notes? What are your thoughts? Anyone else disagreeing or agreeing that 5 and 2 that you would maybe, and again, that's just my bare assessment here. The first couple pages of the document, and then digging into some of the things that I thought in the filing itself. But I think everyone should take a look at it, how to read these things, and know for the future, for other companies that you've invested in, to know and understand how to read and help you to speculate on price action or whether you use options, whatever. Linton says, I'm going to watch a movie with Lauren Boebert. Man, it's funny. They all freaked out about Lauren Boebert getting her titty grabbed in a movie theater or at a play, which it's not the best look. I mean, and again, it was the guy copping the feel on her. I don't know. First of all, every guy probably tried that at least once. So I mean, are we looking to crucify him or her? I mean, to me, I don't know. Yeah, no doubt about that. She looks good in that dress. Was it appropriate for Beetlejuice theater show like that? And then she's vaping on top of it, and the other reason she got kicked out. If you're vaping and the rules are you can't vape, then she should have been booted, right? But it's amazing what the other side sometimes is allowed to slide. That's no big deal. Yeah, she's in the. Yep. Yep. And again, every guy out there has probably either tried that or attempted it. Yeah, grown adult. I don't have a problem with any of this. On the away from kids, I could care less. So unless she was deliberately doing this for the children, problem with it. Again, spanking your school a spanking from a drag queen on your school superintendent is a different story. Or uploading OnlyFans while you're in Congress. I mean, again, I guess that's the whole thing, right? I don't know if it's the best example you want to set for your future generations who are looking up to politicians. And I'll say that it's amazing that they were able to get this clear, amazing video so fast after the event happened. Yet we can't find who left cocaine in the White House. We can't find who put pipe bombs in front of the RNC and the DN January 6th. We have no idea what happened in Jeffrey Epstein, but we got Lauren Boebert and her boyfriend Frank in the middle of Beetlejuice 4 hours in Panavision, right? But we can't get a camera to work. Truly amazing. Tony says she's getting pretty divorce behavior to wear a nice dress on a date. Yeah. 96 Patriot says decommissioning is a little concerning to me. That's as far as I've got in the filing. Yeah. Dan says they're being trained and also trying to align company governance. I guess they are covering their asses in case of a diversity lawsuit. That could have something to do with me. Think about that, Dan. But I have seen that they've got a pretty diverse board AMC. Dan says, divorce, you say? Nice dress, you say? Russell Brand likes this comment. I get it right here, right? No, it wasn't MC Theater. She was, they were seeing a play, Mike. It was the Broadway Beetlejuice. Like, from the Tim Burton movie. It says, Amethea. I don't think that's happening anytime soon, bro. Yeah, Mike, unfortunately, it wasn't an AMC theater. That would have been good publicity, I think. If you get away with that. But it is amazing how fast came up with that footage, able to show that 24 hours after getting kicked out. But all the other things that these highly surveyed areas, surveyed inside the White House, like outside the RNC, the DNC, like in Jeffrey Epstein's prison, we can't find any footage, any of that footage, can't find it. But this is released within 24 hours. Quite amazing. 1796 Patriot. Yeah, 100%. Rogan was just talking about this. See if I can pull it up. I don't know. It says I'm still live, but there's no camera. I have no idea what all that fucking noise is. For hours. No audio. No audio. Why? Why I have no audio here? You guys can hear me now? Good? Harry Parrott, no, I did not get your homework assignment. I have not. Okay, yeah, looks like we have audio now. And a good connection. So let me drop stuff. Anything. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, sorry about that, guy. Why I lost you? Just now, sorry, I lost you there for a second, but it looks like we got it back. Get into. Tell me what assignment was. I didn't. Bobert's a scandal. Daddy like. It's a nice. That's for damn sure. House. Joe says Russell Brand being attacked for going after the establishment. Leftist politics 101 and he gets a sex scandal. Yeah, the timing, man. After all the things Russell Brand done and all his trials and tribulations he's been through. You know, he's talked about his promiscuity when he was younger, and he's pretty been out about that. I feel like these attacks do seem a little coordinated to me. And the fact that they went to the media before they went to the authority tells me a lot. The fact that they decided to go to the media first before they went to even to the authorities. That's just me personally. Now, could he be found guilty on these charges? Yes. Is he proven to is he innocent until guilty? Yes. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt just because, you know, there's been a lot of lives out there that have been ruined from false accusations. So I don't know if they're true or not. I'm not going to defend Russell Brand like I know him because I don't. To me, especially after everything he's been through recently, everything he kind of exposed to a massive audience, talking about over 5 million people that are watching this guy. He speaks the truth, and the establishment doesn't like that, right? I mean, they don't like him talking about how many billions were made from Moderna and the vaccine, right? They don't want him talking about that. They don't want him talking about how stream media, whether it's Fox or CNN, is constantly putting out stories to sow division throughout the country, right? To keep us separated. They don't want him exposing that and talking about that. That is not a narrative that fits. And therefore, I feel like he, was targeted. Yeah, Dan, sorry about the audio, man. Tonight doesn't seem to be a good lean. It was just really, I just wanted to hop on and kind of see how you guys felt about the prospectus and these couple rulings that are coming up and things we're going to have to vote on in the future, something to start thinking about. But I really wanted to come on just to say, I think you guys should start reading into these things if you haven't yet, right? Looking into this and what the company itself is saying about its position and about the future. And some of these, some of these proposals we're going to have to vote on. Of course, you can always go through and get cliff notes off the internet, Reddit and Twitter and YouTube, right? But I think, being a retail investor, it's good if you haven't invested stake in this company to know exactly what's going on and be prepared to vote with what's ever going to push, your agenda going forward. And I think that's important. Remember that. Don't let anyone else. Yeah, sorry about the choppy audio, guys. Joe says greatly agree with all of that. Yeah, man. I've seen a lot of people smeared and ruined, and it wasn't until he started in this massive audience and his really alerting is to what instead of his head in the sand and being an entertainer and an actor. It's like when he became, I don't want to say activist. I don't like using that word, but when he started spitting truth and facts and exposing the mainstream media for what they are, there's a reason why his podcast, his platform has grown so much, right? He is bringing truth and facts, and people, I think, like that about him. They appreciate that he's willing to put it all out on the line to be honest with his audience. That's why mainstream media is losing this battle, with the media. That's why they, of course, want to continue to shift the narrative in their favor and make everyone that's not on their side look like loons or sexual deviants or whatever it is. They're people. Yeah, sorry about the audio, guys. I really do apologize about that. I don't know why we're having an issue with it tonight. Cut pretty good. Tonight we got camera issues and audio issues, and I can't pull up anything. Hey, Perry, on what my homework was that I missed. I'd like to definitely see from retail, but again, it's walking that fine between frivolous lawsuits and things that could be coming from, someone holding an insignificant amount of shares and being able to hold up major policies. I don't want to have freedom, but I also want to be able to hold the board accountable if there's something that they are doing nefarious or illegal. I don't want to be able to look and muddy the waters any more than some people feel like they already are, right? This whole thing with Adam Aron and the board and all the decisions that have been made up to this time and the price action has kind of been, a determining factor on splitting this community almost down the center and has not helped, right? All is back and forth to each other. And now, instead of us all being on the same page with a mission, with a goal, we're split and everyone's pointing fingers on who it is to blame. I don't want to point the fingers anywhere except up. I mean, looking at FTD'S, that's crazy. Seeing the price action move downward with that downward momentum without even the release yet of the dilution, filing, like, it's not lost on me how much the stock is possibly being manipulated right now. And again, I have to put faith in Adam Aron. And even at this point now, I'm sell at this kind of a loss and take this kind of a hit, knowing that we've continually seen improvement month over month. So I at least want to stick in this, at least to be able to some of that money that we just got throttled in the last 10 days. Fluky Tuber says, "What's up, Mass? Makes life and people so crazy. Days of facts and trust." Fluky Tuber, good to see you, man. Bucks fans typical tactic of the establishment. Yeah, bro. 100%. 100%. Yep. Divide and conquer has been the Hedges' aim, Dan. Yeah, and they're doing a damn good job at it, right? I mean, literally, we broke off into two camps. Those who are trying to understand the fundamentals and how big of a mess we found ourselves in during certain points in this play since, all of us, some of us got in back in, March and April of 2021. They've done a great job of dividing and conquering. Yeah. Yeah. And you see it. You see it on the media apps. I know not everyone invested in AMC is on Twitter and Reddit and YouTube, but a lot of people are. People are coming to these platforms to try to get snippets of info and some facts about what's going on. There's a lot of hopium out there. There's a lot of FUD out there. There's everything, right? There's a little bit of a mix of everything. I just know I have faith. I put my faith in the company and the CEO to bring us back to profitability. And the amount in percent that I'm down right now, brokerage account, what do I have to lose? I think bankruptcy is off the table. I think we've proven that with the cash raise we just had, with the announcement of things that they're doing to shore up the ship, let's say, to the announcement with the distribution rights to Taylor Swift, plus all the revenue that bring in, and now trying to internalize everything. Kind of, there seems like to me they're trying to eliminate any middleman, right? So let's go direct with the popcorn. Let's do the same thing in the theaters, right? Let's get the candy, AMC brand, let's get the alcohol, the wine, the beer, whatever it is. Let's get more of that profit share. Let's grab more of that profit. And I think innovation is a way of doing that. And he's coming up with the things that he's able to do, right? And things he is implementing. Again, what do I have to lose at this point? Lost my shirt. So I don't know how much further down it can go. To me, in my personal opinion, we can only go up from here as long as we get back to good storytelling. We got to get away from the strike, right? That's important. By the way, let me pull this up because I just saw this today. Or actually, I've been today. I was talking last week about the gaming industry and the strikes. And I had seen a small snippet. I don't know if you guys watch Eric July. He's a comic creator, a YouTuber. He talks a lot about pop culture, the industry. He just actually launched his own comic book called ISOM. But he had been talking about possibly a strike, and that there might be, I think, 10 or 11 of the major gaming outfits there, like the different studios, might be going on. I just saw, I think this was from yesterday. Hang on. Well, I don't know how many of you guys out there hold in GME. I still am. I still have some shares of D. Vexed my brokerage account as well. Let me pull up this. Here it is. All right. Hopefully I don't lose this. Yes. President Fran Dresser urges members to approve strike authorization against video game companies. This is an article from Deadline. After President Fran to show our solidarity, she has urged her members to authorize a strike against the video industry. The Guild, which has been on strike against the film and TV industry since July, when voting on the strike authorization ends, the Guild's first companies lasted 183 days in 2016. So, again, the strikes, I think it's imperative that these strikes come. You're still holding GME like a lot of us are, still holding GameStop. Isn't a good sign that they might do this. That means that you'll have no more, voice production where it comes to a screeching halt, and that wouldn't be good for the gaming industry. That went on for 183 days, half the year last time, half the year. Of AMC investors don't even go on AMC YouTube channels. It's a small percentage. Yeah, Bucks fan.